here's something I don't understand. But if I were a Trump supporter, I wouldn't need to understand because I would be dumb and gullible. Uh, in their press conference, I think it was yesterday, about the arrest that the FBI and the DOJ made in the DC pipe bombing case, the individual who planted at least two pipe bombs at the headquarters of the DNC and the RNC in the very early morning hours of January 6, 2021. Pam Bondi, Attorney General, and Kash Patel, FBI Director, who consistently looks like a bug-eyed possum who just shit his pants, both of them stressed, and I didn't really understand this at the time, both of them stressed there was no new tip that led to this guy's arrest. There had been no new information incoming from the public that led to this guy's arrest. They simply used the materials that the FBI already had in its files to track this guy down. And then Kash Patel explicitly said that the Biden FBI and the Biden Department of Justice sat on its hands for 4 years and didn't investigate this case. And, I mean, the implication was that Joe Biden's FBI under Chris Wray, who was handpicked for that job by Donald Trump during his first term, and Merrick Garland sat on their hands. Now, I can see why people would think that Merrick Garland would sit on his hands, because he had his thumb up his ass for the first 20 months of his term before he appointed Jack Smith. But the implication that Pam Bondi and Kash Patel were making is that the FBI knew who the pipe bomber was, but did not arrest that person because it would be somehow advantageous to the Biden administration to not arrest that person, or it would be somehow disadvantageous to the Biden administration if that person was arrested and publicly identified. I was like, that seems weird. I wonder why they would say that. I don't understand why they would say that. And there's absolutely no way that Christopher Wray, as FBI director, would do that. I mean, if you're the director of the FBI and you know who the fucking DC January 6th pipe bomber is, you're not going to arrest the guy? I mean, seriously, come on. That's a huge win. And, well, then today I came to realize why they were saying that and why they were trying to do the shiny bauble. Look over here, look over here. Don't look at what's here. Look over here at the shiny bauble. And trying to blame Biden and Chris Wray for the delay in this guy's arrest. Because the guy who they arrested, 30-year-old Brian Cole Jr., is a Trump supporter who voluntarily told FBI agents that he believed all of Donald Trump's lies about the 2020 election being stolen from him. That's why Pam Bondi and Kash Patel were saying that shit yesterday. Because the reality of the situation is that the DC pipe bomber is MAGA. He's a Trump supporter. And he believed all of Donald Trump's lies about about the 2020 election being stolen. And that's why, as a direct result of Donald Trump's lies about the 2020 election being stolen, and this potato head from Virginia believing all of those lies that Donald Trump said, this Gomer was like, I need to make some pipe bombs and put them at the headquarters for the DNC and the RNC on the morning of January 6th. The things that Pam Bondi and Kash Patel were saying at their press conference don't make any sense. They don't make any sense. But because the inbred fart-huffing MAGA chuckleheads possess absolutely no critical thinking skills and only put down their hot pocket long enough to get that day's talking points after taking a break from finger blasting a cousin, the MAGA chuckleheads have no critical thinking skills and would not go through that kind of an analysis of what Pam Bondi and Kash Patel actually said. Think it through and think, that doesn't make any sense. The MAGA chuckleheads never make it that far. All they heard was, it was Joe Biden's fault. It was Joe Biden's fault. That's all they hear. It was Joe Biden's fault. And they're like, Martha, it was Joe Biden's fault. And then they go back to eating their Hot Pocket. Because they're stupid and gullible and easily manipulated and incredibly dumb.